I'm sharing my screen. Please let me know once you are visible. Once you're able to see. And share.
Sorry to interrupt. Can we record this call, Vinod?
Yeah, yeah, I'm recording on. You
Uh,
can self you can record if you want.
but it is not allowing us to record.
Wait, I will give permission. Now?
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
Recording unavailable. You are not allowed to record this video call.
No, no, no. It's a Google Meet. I didn't put any post controls. Okay. Maybe share the screen. Turn the video.
Or you just record and share us the link and give
Yes, yeah, yeah.
permission.
That's
That is
good.
also fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
Uh,
that's good. So you are able to see my screen, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
right.
right. Yes.
So people who came here, so you guys are already looking for DevOps, exactly, right? So anybody know what is DevOps? So what is the DevOps? What is the use of DevOps? Anybody knows here, like knowledge on this? At least basic knowledge, anything? Okay, fine. If you don't know, so we'll start. Fine. Okay, so what is meant by DevOps means? DevOps means dev plus operations actually. So what is meant by dev? What is meant by operations means? Dev means the developer who can develop the code and do the work on the dev related part. I mean, what are the developer who is doing the part of development things? So that is kind of plan, code, build, and test. This is comes to the developer part and operations part. The person who can maintain the operations is release, deploy, operate, and monitor. So this is complete related for the DevOps actually. So the persons who are from the DevOps guys, so who can able to manage the operation part of the entire dev structure, like a plan, code, build, and test these kind of things, and using those things to do the next level of operations called release, deploy, operate, and monitor. These four things. So in market there is only one DevOps is currently I mean in currently floating in the market means no. There are so many operations. Only DevOps is the main for the each organization has no currently in the market. In behind that there is DevOps. There are different ops also there. Those are ML ops, AI ops, DizOps, FinOps, NoOps, SecOps, and DevSecOps. So these are the operations. I mean, these are the methodologies also following from the different companies. But as far as we know, only DevOps is the major. Each company has been able to utilize this methodology and implementing in the every organization. So why only DevOps is the famous? Why other tools? I mean, other methodology is not famous means because of DevOps is the major for the entire basic structure for the every organization. So what it will do mainly to create any project means, so first we have to get the one blueprint, and then it will go to the HLM, LLM. So HLD, sorry, LLD. So it calls a low level designing and high level designing. And then after that, it will go for the infrastructure. Then people who are in the admin level kind of things, they will set up the structure infrastructure in if to set up to the developers. So then developers will start coding, and they will write the coding, and they will push the coding, and they will build the coding, and they will test the coding. So once test has been completed, then that tester, once the confirmation has given, then it will go for the approvals, manager approvals and other approvals. So before approvals, so it will go for the penetration testing like ethical hacking to check the vulnerabilities. Penetration testing or ethical hacking, any kind of things. They will check these things, and it will go for the approvals. Then it will go to the production environment. This is the entire flow for the code, means starting to the ending part of the code. Then after after the production deployment, then again their maintainers are there, so they will maintain the application and they maintain the production environment. Those two people. So why DevOps only chosen nowadays for becoming more opportunities? So who are getting the more opportunities in the DevOps side means because of, if you are a Java developer, so you have to search only for the Java development entire. I mean, either it is backend or front end only. So you have to, if you are fine for the backend means you have to work at the backend, or if you fine for the front end, then you have to learn the other tools of front end, and you have to work at the front end. Even for admin also, for example, Linux admins, Unix admins. So they have to work on the only entire part of the servers related only. Even DB, I mean database. So database admins are developers. So same thing. They have to work on the database servers. I mean, like they're part of that only to develop or test or build, or else to maintain the entire as a administration work. So, but only DevOps people. Why DevOps people are getting more opportunities, more calls? Why everyone is migrating this? If you are in DevOps, if you are in the DevOps profile, so your profile will be in shortly three different ways. So one is entire DevOps development. Like here, you have to create infrastructure. You have to set up roles, securities. You have to prepare workflow. I mean, like, what is workflow means? Like, where it should come and how we should deploy and how it should be visible to the users or end part, like that. This is the one part. And second one is dev application support. Hmm. So here, the same DevOps guy has to maintain deployment activities and also application monitoring activities. And here, production. In here, same the DevOps guy, he has to maintain the application and production environment activities and maintain users, I mean end users, or L1 or L2 activities, even L3 if possible. So if your profile went to the market, so you are putting your resume in market. So in Naukri, people who are able to call you and approach you for the any openings for the DevOps part. So they will ask you whether you are which type of DevOps engineer. So if their role is related for the production or application support or DevOps dev related, then the three profiles that suit you means then you will get number of calls here. So that is the reason most of the people who are switching domain because of these three major reasons actually. So if the DevOps guy has able to create the infrastructure, if they have requirement, then people approach you. If they want application support, the people approach you. If they want the production related, if they people approach you. And here as well, we have different tools we are learning and keeping in our resume. One second, someone is hello, hello.
Yes, Vinod.
Yes, you're audible.
May I know who's this?
Hey,
Subhashri.
Vinod, this is Aldi here.
Oh,
Allen.
sorry.
Okay, okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, I was actually driving the time you called me, so I just reached home. Sorry for the late.
It's okay, I understand. Yeah, it's already anyway. It's recorded only. Just now we have started.
Sure, sure.
Uh, Sorry, I forgot something. Yeah, tools. So tools part, we are learning the number of tools, nearly around 10 technologies here. And if you are putting entire 10 technologies in your resume, so people in different companies may approach into you each technology. So for example, there are major technologies are Ansible, Kubernetes, Docker, AWS. These are the one, two, three, four major technologies, and five is ELK. So if you are learned these one, two, three, four, five technologies, for example, so if company needs only specific technology to work in their company, so they will approach you. If the for example 10 companies, 10 10 companies want five different five different tools, for example. So the five different tools should be this. Then you will get 10 calls to the 10 companies for a single profile. This is called the DevOps market. So that's the reason most of the people is looking to learn the DevOps technology because of this much of oh, tools has been utilized in the every company actually. So these are the mandatory tools actually. This is not the exception tools. This is the mandatory tools each company is using, and they are using. These are the all should be all open source, and some are should be the paid versions actually. So here any doubts anyone like for this part? Fine. So
Sorry to interrupt here.
yes,
I have
yes,
a
yes,
doubt. Like
yes.
you said, DevOps is categorized into three
Hmm.
employment opportunity. One is entire DevOps development, and the second one
Yes,
is application support, and third one is production environment support
yes,
activities,
yes,
maintain the application.
yes.
And here, the first one, entire DevOps development, in the sense it is a developer role completely.
No, not developer role. You have to here you can see the infrastructure design. You can see here infrastructure is there, right?
Create
So
infrastructure.
developing. So you have to
Uh,
develop the
s-
infrastructure. Means you have to create the servers. You have to set up the servers. You have to
oh,
connect with this.
architect kind of
Yeah.
work.
No, no, no. Not a level of architect. Architect will design the. For example, I have an application actually.
Mm,
Okay. So this application I'm going to implement. Kindly give me the details. Like we are going to implement the application. There are 16 APIs should be
mm,
called. There one
mm.
application should call the 16 APIs. We need this. I mean, we need the structure. I mean, blueprint for this application. So you have to design actually. So how many
Okay.
servers you need? So
Okay.
for example,
Ma
I'm taking the two servers. So I am putting
mm,
eight APIs in each server, and I have
mm.
taken the two DBs. One which is working as active passive methods, Oracle
Okay.
DBs, and each app I am providing the each DB like
Okay.
PostgreSQL DBs, and I am
Okay.
calling the Git, and where I am
Mm.
using the Jenkins, I am using the different tools, like I am making entire into the in single setups. Like this should be in the single environment.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
have to provide like this flow to the clients. You have to present like this flow
To
uh,
flow to the clients.
to the
Okay.
clients.
So all the three categories, everything post development and testing.
No, before development this is. So these two
Okay.
are the post developments.
Last two.
Yeah, these two, these application support, prod support are the after post development. These are the
Okay.
before development.
Before development. Okay.
This is the main
So
one.
to develop that product, what are the infrastructures is actually needed? It is decided by the DevOps first two category.
DevOps, yeah, this
DevOps
is
first.
first we should
Okay.
add into these Scrum meetings. We have to decide, we have to convey to the clients also. So because of the cost cutting, everything we have to inform to the clients, and
Mm.
that cost cutting should be taken by the manager actually. But we have to
Okay.
inform to the manager. We have to convey to the manager. Without these things, technologies, tools, we cannot able to proceed for the further.
Okay.
So they are
Okay.
up to them. Then they will come back with the different tools also. See which I'm
Okay.
telling the tools is not a mandatory. They will come for
Okay.
the different tools as well and different way also. According to that, again, we have to provide them details. We have
Uh,
to analyze and we have to provide them the details in the document way. If they are fine again, then they will come back.
so the second category comes during the development, like you're going to
Yes, yes,
monitor.
yes.
Oh,
So while
okay.
while you are doing the any versioning code, so you are aware of that V1.1 and you're going to release the
Mm,
V1.2 release. So
mm,
for that, this the person has to taking care of the your entire coding part.
okay,
So when you
okay.
are checking, when you are not to check out, I mean like when you
Okay.
are going to push the code, when you are not able to push the code, so
Mm,
he will block you while pushing your code, and also he will ask you to stop the code, and he will ask you to maintain the code. I mean what you can say, quality, code quality also. So he will guide you. So he will say exactly is, so this is the code quality you should maintain. If you are not maintaining the code quality, then we cannot deploy the application. That's the
okay.
straightforward from this guy. So once you are you are maintaining his aspect of code qualities and vulnerabilities, bug fixes, everything, then only he will take your code into the production environment.
Okay.
And the third one, and this prod guy, I mean this prod
Uh,
engineer.
third
What
one.
so what this guy will do is after the deployment activity, he will monitor your application and production servers. What he will do
Mm,
exactly means, for example, your code has been went and we have developed some monitoring applications, so like ELK. So what
mm,
ELK will do is whether your API will went down, your server has reached the threshold. I mean like
mm.
storage issues, any kind of things,
Okay.
this will
Int-
monitor. For example,
Okay.
you have some specific reports should be generated today night and should be
Mm,
sent to the files to the tomorrow morning, for example.
mm,
So
mm,
it will
mm,
monitor those alerts as well. I mean that reports also. So whether the
mm,
reports has been failed, those jobs has been failed,
mm.
definitely it will reach to the production environment, and these guys will able to use some documents which is pre has been defined from developer end how to take that instructions. So you have to guide the instructions. Those instructions they will check and they will do the activities.
Okay. Okay.
So
And
without
here coding involves, sorry for too many questions, just
no
to
no no, you should
understand.
ask actually. Yeah.
And,
Mm.
I'm asking like for the script generation, the DevOps needs to write code. If it is
No,
Java,
no.
uh,
Development has to write the code. The only DevOps guy who are developing here in this part, I'm telling this
first
this
one.
first one. So
Uh,
that guy has to write the minimal scripts also only. So what it means like the file has to reach the destination or not, like that alerts related, and those things only he has to
okay.
write. He don't want
Okay.
to touch any development code like
Up
Java,
development
.NET,
code.
anything.
That's what I'm
He
trying
should
to
not touch
figure it
actually
out. Mm,
because
okay.
that guy doesn't know also.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
So,
Good to go.
so if you are able to joining any company, so we doesn't know exactly which role they will give actually. So if you are got this role, then your job will be more flexible actually here. So if you are fine here also, if you are comes to this part, I mean first part, then you have to work very hardly actually because of you have some tasks and you have some
Yes, that's
deadlines
what
and
I
you
thought. Second
yeah
and third is quite easy compared to
yeah
first
yes,
one.
it's very easy. It's already
With
set
experience
everything.
only, we can get the first one better. Mm.
Yes, correct. But
Okay.
as my as per my knowledge, if you are going to any MNCs like Infosys, TCS, any companies, you will get only this role majorly. Actually, this is the first role you will get. Actually, this role you will hardly get because of who are expert in the 10 to 15 years experience between those guys. Then they can able to manage this part of the DevOps part, like setting up an entire infrastructure. Actually,
Mm-mm.
because of they have to decide the which tool has to implement, which tool has to integrate, and which tool company has to utilize as the open source. You understand everyone, right? Do I need to repeat?
Yeah. No, no, I'm good.
Okay, fine. Okay, so so why DevOps became famous means because of one thing. So the DevOps is not a, first of all, who are not aware. So DevOps is not a technology actually. DevOps is one kind of a methodology. So what is that methodology means? Hope you understand or aware of this waterfall methodology and agile and next
Yes.
DevOps. These
After
three.
complete development testing will happen in waterfall, whereas agile,
Hmm.
then and there we will do testing, we will do will give feedbacks to the development team.
Yes. This is the way waterfall should fall down. You should not go up from each environment to back actually. So who developers has built the code, they should build the code and it should be test. One test has been success, then they will go for the quality analysis, then it should be done, then they will go for the prod actually. And the same thing will happen here, prod. But whenever the code has been uh, failed here, so it should be went to the again back. And here the difference is there are two services. One is monolithic and microservices. So waterfall method used by for monolithic services and agile and DevOps using by the microservices. So what is this monolithic and microservices means? So for example, we have a Flipkart application. For example, we have Flipkart application. In inside, I'm doing some, I mean, shopping. Any users are doing the shopping. So what they are doing is usually is so somebody is using shoes buying, and somebody clothes, and somebody electronics related. So for example, who are buying shoes part? So that guy is not able to do the checkout. I mean, checkout means billing part. So he got some issues, and he reached to the helpline, and helpline has checked, and that product level has been people has been laid I mean raised the issue to the developers. And what they should do means this is the monolithic means this all the applications whatever the applications maintained in the single server, I mean single UI means user interface. So they should mandatory to shut down the entire application and check the bug and resolve that. We don't know how much time it will take, for example 10 to 20 minutes example. So again they have to up the server, entire server. So this is the monolithic server what we can call. So it means so the user, I mean the issue may come. So whenever the user has been reported, so the entire server we should down means then for example each minute the company is getting around 100 crores of business, then they should lose nearly 1000 crores for 10 minutes because of monolithic. So they have to shut down the other people who are trying to buy the products in the shopping in Flipkart shopping. So they also not able to reach the application. So that is the issue for monolithic services. So what about microservices? What is meant by microservices means the person same Flipkart. For example, I'm taking Flipkart is the application. So each application has the specific UI. Means shoes who are going to buy that guy, that developer has been created a single UI for each, each application, electronics wise and also shopping wise, shirts, clothes, anything. So for example, same user has got the issue in payment here, payment issue something here. So he is unable to buy. Then he reported same to the developers. Then developer has to down only this service and the rest of the service is upon running and user can able to purchase here everything without any issue on other services. So it means so for example this application only application went down and this business is going for minute 10 crores, then it should be 10 minutes 100 crores loss on. So instead of it's a very uh of I mean what we can say like exactly uh free, I mean like reduce the our business impacts compared to the previous monolithic services. So for this we are using two methodologies currently. So in current market also, I mean in current scenario also, we are using most of the people using agile methodology only, not complete DevOps. So DevOps should occupy after 5 to 10 years. Mostly it will take the time 5 to 10 years. As of now still we are in beginner state in the DevOps tools, so we are not into the complete agile. We are into the complete agile part actually. So why I am saying means, so if you are guys are working in I mean a company, so you guys knows Have you ever heard about NGD laptops, NDG laptops, and Nova laptops? Currently, you guys are using, right? Any aware of that? This NDG laptop and Nova laptop difference?
No idea.
Okay, so if you are using NDG laptop, for example, currently in your company, so you have some restrictions. You cannot put the USB drives, you cannot put the Bluetooth connect. Everything should be disabled actually. And the second thing is, uh, you have some storage in D drive or E drives. You know, right? Drives, E drive or C drives. So you have some storage. So if you want to exchange your laptop, I mean, you want to exchange your laptop, you have to put this storage into a backup and you have to take the new laptop. So it might be hectic work for you to compare to the other laptops. So coming to the Nova, so there is no storage here. There is nothing storage should be there. As there is no drive, D drives or E drives. There is only C drive should be available, and everything should be cloud. The cloud should be one drive. So if you got any laptop future on Nova, so you can put the USB drives, you can use the Bluetooth, you can do whatever you want, everything, but everything should be on cloud here. So this is the difference between Nova laptop and NDG laptop. Same thing here. So in Agile and the DevOps methodology, so we are not doing the full automation as of now here. Full automation in Agile methodology. We are using some DevOps tool in Agile methodology currently, and we are building the code and we are deploying the code and we are utilizing some DevOps tools to work on the Agile methodologies currently. We are not completely switching into the DevOps methodology. So how DevOps should be there means, so if we are in DevOps methodology, so it should be complete part of CI/CD aspect details. Like for example, whenever the code, I mean developer, they have pushed the code, then without our intervention, without our request anything, so this DevOps tools will should automatically build the code and it will check the environments and it will deploy the code. This is the complete in single click. So this complete single click currently we are not doing. We are doing only two clicks. One is CI, and one is CD. So we are stopping here this part and next we are starting from this part CI CD. So DevOps in methodology we are entirely working on CI CD part mostly. Means continue integration and continue deployment part. Any doubts? Okay, no doubts. Right? Okay. And coming to here, so we have a plan. The plan we should do code, then code we should do build, then build we should do test, then we should do release, deploy, operations, then monitor. So this is the infinity means this is a continue process. We can say this as a continue process. So once test has been done, then operation team will take a charge and they will do rest of the service, rest of the operation until monitoring part. So once monitoring part has been, I mean, deployment operations, everything has been completed, then again the same process will be start with the new version of V1.1, V1.2, like that, the versioning part. I mean, like upgrade of the application. Okay, so for this, so what kind of technology we required and what kind of tools we are using is, so first of all, some of the companies are adopting AWS, Azure, AWS, Azure, GCP, Oracle, and OpenStack. these are the cloud tools, cloud technologies. So whenever, for example, just now I said, right, whatever the data if you have in your current laptop, so it should be entered into the OneDrive. So there is no need to need to take off anything of backup, even need to delete anything files also. If you want to submit the laptop, you can directly submit to the company. No need to take any backup kind of things. If you want to exchange the laptop, you just put your ID, then everything file should be added into your account again in your new laptop. So there is no issue on the kind of thing. Same thing here. So here AWS, these clouds, what it will do means it will provide the entire infrastructure what you are expecting with a single click and some of configurations required. So, and the secondary tools is the developer needs to use is Git, GitHub, Gerrit, Jenkins, and Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, Elasticsearch, and Linux. So these are the tools which we have to use in current market, and these are the mandatory tools. Except this, some are using other tools like Grafana, Splunk, other tools related. And but this, and coming to the part here, so most of the companies are using these tools. 1 2 3 4 5 is a mandatory one, and Linux is the major thing, so we cannot able to change the Linux part. It's a default one. So for us, what we should know is majorly first is we should know the Linux commands.
Vinod, sorry to interrupt.
Yes, please.
Can you just elaborate the purpose of each tool?
Yes,
Get
sure.
the
Okay,
Docker
got
and
it. Yeah, understand. Okay. So coming to the part of each tool, for example, so developer, we, for example, take it our DevOps, we are the DevOps guys, and we are doing DevOps development infrastructure. For example, same thing. So we got a plan. So what we have to execute the plan. So what we need to execute first, we need to set up the infrastructure. So for example, I have two applications. I have one application and 16 APIs, and we have to maintain these applications in a server. Okay. So what I have to do is, so for this I have to analyze and I have to do. So I'm analyzing, for example, taking an example, I'm taking the two Linux servers here, one Linux and one Linux server, and here I'm keeping 8 pods, I mean 8 APIs, and for these two servers I'm taking two DBs. Those are Oracle DBs, and for this, from this part, so here I have to set up the environment for this entire infrastructure. Okay, so for this infrastructure, what I need to is I need this these tools. I need these tools. So what I need to do first of all? So first of all, I have to create servers. So we need two servers, right? So two servers I'm using AWS Cloud to create the servers. Okay, servers pass done. Second thing. So I am giving the servers to the developers, and I'm telling them to start the coding. Okay. So now the developers, as they have own local machines. Local machines means laptops. They start their coding. Okay. They're starting their coding. Okay. They have written some Java code, everything. So now they want to put the code into the deposit. I mean, put the code into the servers. So for this, I am giving them to easy access purpose. I am giving GitHub. I am giving here them as a some repository in GitHub, and this tool I am giving them to write their code and push into the repository. So what is used by Git is the tool which who the user has able to write their code. They should put the code into the GitHub repository. what is the reason for GitHub means? So whenever we have to put the code into the GitHub repository, then other developers, they can check the code and they can see the dependencies of the code, and according to that they will write the code and they will add the code into their other developers code dependencies. For example, I have a application. So I want to enter into the application. I want to create the login ID and user ID, login and username. This UI, I mean user interface, I want to create. So I am the developer, I am developing. So same that next end, I mean once the login, next UI should be appear. Like Flipkart, entire shopping mall, everything should be appear. So this is the access part. So for this entire thing, so another developer is writing code because of this is the his dependency. So until unless the user cannot able to log in, he cannot see the UI. So this UI wants to work, then only he has the dependency for this UI to the rest. So for that, we have to add to the repositories to the each developers for their convenience, and they will once they have write everything, and we can merge the entire code into main repository called master. This is a part. Okay. Then second thing. So okay, fine. Everything has been done, and Git is using for the creating. I mean, writing a code and pushing the code and keeping the code into the in cloud. I mean, I mean GitHub repositories. It's a centralized one, for example. And second thing. So you can ask here. So only Git is the single tool we can use means no. There are different tools also. It's a SVN, TFS, and other many tools are there. Big, I mean, different tools. But we are using the most popular is Git. Why Git is the only distribution uh, repositories instead of centralized one. Okay. So here what it required means we don't require any network until you push the code. So if you are writing any code, you don't want to uh, create any network. Once you write the code, then you have while you're pushing your code into the repository, then you need a network. I mean network means internet. Then I am going for Jenkins. So what is Jenkins exactly means? Jenkins means it's an integration tool. I mean what it will do means majorly. For example, developer has built the code. I mean sorry, developer has created the code and pushed the code into the repository to the GitHub. What he needs to do, he needs to do nothing actually. So he already done his job. And this guy, what he did is, for example, he pushed at night 2 a.m. But my work is morning 8 to 6 p.m. For example, my login is. So I cannot able to help him to build his code. So what I'm doing is I am using this Jenkins. I'm creating one job for him. I mean developers. For him is developers. So what I'm doing, I'm giving this access to the developer and telling him if I'm not there or else you can use the job which I am setting up entirely. You can just do the click the job and you can build your code on your own hands. So I mean, without my permission or without my help, so the developer we have set up him as a platform, so he can develop or he can build his own code by using the Jenkins tool. This is for Jenkins to build the code actually without my any help or any presence was required for the in this timings like in midnight timings any without my presence timings. Then after that, Docker. Okay, so what Docker means? So exactly Docker is it's a containerization tool actually. So what it will do exactly means, for example, uh, I have some, for example, uh, whenever we are joining any company, okay. So what usually do means they will create one login ID, they will create some details of us, and they will create one server for us for setup and everything and anything. So they give laptop everything. Okay. So once they give laptop, so for laptop you have to do your configuration or you have to help for the Linux admins anything to do the configuration of entire package. For example, you want a notepad and you want to git install and you want Ansible install and you want Linux server access install like a putty or WinSCPs. So these should be you have to depend on the home means administration part. So what Docker will do means, so here what I'm doing is I am creating everything in a one single package. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating the entire package. I'm distributing to the each person. For example, in my company, in the single day, 100 people are joined. So it might be very hard for me to set up the each application to install to the each user. So what I'm doing, I'm using the Docker, and at a single click, in within a 2 to 3 seconds, I'm generating all 100 servers and the entire these installation tools in a single package to the 100 people at 2 to 3 minutes of time. That is the power of Docker. So how we are using the Docker in the code means, then I will tell you. So I'm just giving the example here. Then Kubernetes. What Kubernetes will do means same thing. So Kubernetes, what it will do means, if the who are created in the package, we can call this as a container. That container should maintain by the Kubernetes as a pod. So inside this pod, there are Docker containers are available, and this pod is using for these containers, and it will check. And if sometimes the container will down, then pod will make it up. If they want multiple, then pod will do. If they are scaling, pod will do. If the load balancing, pod will do. If anything, pod will do. So pod will, for a 360 degrees, it will protect the container, and it will help the container should not shut down or service should not be down. For that purpose, we are using the Kubernetes. And then Ansible. So Ansible is the configuration management tool.
Sorry to interrupt here.
Yes,
One
yes,
small
please.
doubt.
Yes, yes.
What is the difference between pod and container?
Okay, so container means, so whatever the code which you have written, if you made it a package, for example, if you're developers, so you know you have some dependencies, you have to put your code into Tomcat servers, or you want to some specific server is required, CentOS, Red Hat, Ubuntu, whichever server you want to put that your code into that server and deploy into the web application, web server called Tomcat, JBoss, Glassfish, and WebSphere application server. These are the web application servers. You have to maintain there. So there is a manual information you have to do. You have to package your entire code. You know, right? Dot jar, dot var, this extensions. So while you are deploying you're creating your code, you have should package your code. So while you are packaging your code, that extension name should come like this. So while you are how you are in your Windows application, I mean in Windows laptop, while you are zipping your files, how it will come dot zip extension. The same thing, if you are doing the code code packages, it will come like this. So this code should be what you have to do is you have to make it as a package. So entire package. So that package is called container. So that container you are maintaining here, and you are running your application inside one container. Means it's not working on your Linux server actually. For example, you have a Linux server. In Linux, you are deploying the application. For deploying application, what you are doing, you are using web server applications actually. While you are putting your jar or WAR files, then you will get the Flipkart notification in outside. But what I'm doing is I'm not using anything here. I'm just using Docker in Linux. What I'm using Docker is I'm putting this Docker as a container part. I'm setting everything into one single file, like it called as a Docker file. In that file, I'm providing all libraries, my libraries, and also my details of the application related, and also the application where it should be deployed, Tomcat or anywhere what it should be deployed. Like that, I have to define the entire Docker file, and this file I'm running as a container. So it is not depend on Linux. It is running as their own. Just utilizing the server to install this Docker. That's it. And for this container, if you are running, so this container again run as a Linux server. Then your application running into the Tomcat or any servers. This is the separate thing. In top on this, your Linux server. You understand, or can I explain again?
Container part I understand.
Hmm.
You're trying to say like it deploy the application with the file extension. We have a single file as a Docker file, and we'll do this on top of a Linux server.
Yes.
Pod in the sense it is trying to, if something container is failing or something, it will try to
Re-up the
uh,
container. So
sorry.
it will secure the container.
Okay.
It will secure means, for example, I have one application. Okay. So you are
Oh,
aware of that
okay. You are
high, yes,
one
high
minute. Sorry.
availability. You are any aware of that high availability? Like one server is went down, so another automatically another server should up. Have you aware of
Yes,
that?
yes,
Yeah, the
yes.
same
In the
thing.
distributed system,
Ah,
that is
yes.
the main
So same
advantage.
thing. If you
And
have, yes, yes, yes.
pod in the sense, I'm trying to understand like in the Linux operating system, we have a pod. In the pod, we have n number of containers. This
Mm,
Kubernetes, if one container is going down, it will allocate another container to maintain
mm.
the stability of the application.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Okay, okay.
So usually what we are doing previously, so whenever we have application, we are using Tomcat servers. You are aware of that, right? Tomcat servers or web
Mm, mm,
servers. We are
mm,
putting here our application. We are installing, I mean, we are browsing and putting here application. We are maintaining. So whenever the server went down, so we don't have choice actually. So what we have to do, we have to again check the backend and logs and everything. Then we have to restart the server. Then we are getting some downtime, correct?
mm,
Like
mm,
10 to 20 minutes. Then this is the business impact. So for that, what pod will do, even container also will down. Container also will
mm.
down. Okay. So whenever the container also will down, then again what we'll do, we'll get business impact.
Yes.
Same 10 to 20 minutes. The users who are able to access our applications, they cannot do. So for that,
Mm.
what we are doing, we are come up with the Kubernetes.
Okay.
What Kubernetes will do means, so in here, you have to define port number, you have to define IP address, you have to define
Mm,
which environment, everything, right? But here,
mm,
Kubernetes automatically will allocate the port numbers, will allocate the IP address, will allocate the load balancer, will allocate the containerization maintenance, everything into the for container as to secure as a pod.
Do we have any restriction like number of containers for each pod?
No, no. We have some of the restrictions. If the pod should not able to take, then it will blast actually. So for that,
Okay.
it will evict it.
Mm, mm.
So
Okay.
mostly what we are doing is we are keeping only two containers in each pod.
Okay.
So it is to stability the uh, pod and as well as the container. If the one pod is went down and one container is went down, automatically the pod will try to restart the container to make it maintain the two containers. If one pod is went down, again the service not went down because of another container is running already. So users can able to do their business. If the another pod also come, I mean another container also come means then it might be more stability.
Okay.
Understand
Thank
that?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's second thing. Next is Ansible. So what is Ansible means? Ansible is the configuration tool. Okay. So for example, the same thing. If you have if you have 10 servers, so each day you have to send the files to the 10 servers, or else you have to install. For example, you have to install Linux, or else you have to install any configuration related anything, whatever it may be. You have to check. For example, you have to check uh, users who are not fit for the production environment, who are maybe different guys has been got a mistaken allocated to this environment, something, anything. So this Ansible will check directly and will do the configuration in another 10 servers also without any link. So what it will do means it will do SSH through SSH connectivity. It will help to connect all the servers. For example, in my organization, I am coming to the part of manager. In my organization, we are around 1,32,000 servers we have in entire global. Okay, so this what Ansible will do means, so we doesn't know, we cannot even monitor 1,32,000 of servers also. What Ansible do means, we are installing Ansible in 1,32 servers and we are keeping one Ansible as a major. What we'll do is we'll keep on monitoring this servers. If any server may down, then Ansible will send the alert to us. For example, if 132 servers are the Linux servers, for example, these are the Linux servers. So, or else Windows servers. So mine is Windows 10 version currently. So I got an upgrade. So my management told you should install Windows 11. It's a mandatory. Can you tell me how many days or years it will take for to upgrade the Windows 11 for 132 servers? Manually, if we are doing, for example, so it's a manual part only, right? We have to upgrade because we have to go, we have to do settings, we have to click settings, we have to check updates, or else we have to install the new package. These are the things we need to do manually. So for 132 servers, it will take around 2 to 3 years to do. So, but Ansible, what it will do? It will do within 10 minutes for your from Windows 10 to Windows 11 upgrade for entire 132 servers. That is the power of Ansible. So, like that, Ansible we are utilizing in our DevOps tools for any upgradation or degradation also. For example, you have something you want to get down from Windows 11 to Windows 10, so immediately you can roll back with using the Ansible. This is the Ansible purpose. And the thing is ELK. ELK means Elasticsearch.
Sorry,
Yes,
SSH connectivity in the sense, what does it mean?
SSH connectivity means, for example, in 132 servers. Okay, so 1 lakh that, for example, you have a laptop, I do have a laptop, for example. So I want to take your laptop under control. So at least I want to know your authentication or
Mm,
user details, anything. So until
mm,
unless without, for example, if you are writing code, so you are connected to the DB, so you have to hit your DB using JDBC URLs, right?
mm,
So you have to
mm,
give the JDBC URLs, or else you have to give the password name, username of that URLs, or you have to provide the token details, right?
mm,
So
mm.
until unless if you won't give that details, so your system should not be accept the other systems details. Okay, what SSH will do? It's a secure socket host. So SSH means secure socket host. What it will do? It will generate a specific key. So this
Okay.
key we have to add into the 132 servers. So
Mm,
without any asking the password, it's a passwordless authentication. We can call as passwordless authentication purpose. So it will do without authentication of passwordless. So directly it will go. It will do the work in background.
okay.
Because of 132,000, we have 132 passwords and 132 server usernames are different. So we cannot able to write that much of names and that much of passwords into the entire
Mm,
file. So, but for that, I'm one single key I'm generating here and adding the same key into the 132 servers. Copy and
mm,
paste.
mm.
And here is ELK. So it's a Elasticsearch. L means keep Logstash. K means Kibana. This is not a single tool. Again, this is the three tools. One, two, three. So the club of all tools only we have to generate the entire monitoring system. So what it will monitor exactly means it will monitor your entire system, I mean entire package of your entire project. So how many servers we have, it will monitor. How many APIs we have, it will monitor. How many applications we have, it will monitor. How how much each API, how much data it is consuming, it will monitor. How each API, how much logs it is generated, it will monitor. Each application, how much data it is consuming in logs, it will monitor. Everything, whatever you want, everything, even pod also. This Kubernetes containers, everything it will monitor. Whatever you want, it will monitor. It will visible to you as a UI part. For example, one developer is there, so he joined it newly, for example, so he don't know the services. Okay, even if you know the services, for example, so there are 15 services is there. So 15 services are running currently. So you want to check the service, but he doesn't know the Linux commands because he's the developer. He don't know the Linux commands, how to pull the logs details. So what he needs to do is actually he has to go to the ELK dashboard. For example, his service is some statement API. name is service name is statement API. He just go to the dashboard and he has to search for the statement API. Then it will come the logs. He has to choose the date. So from which date to which date he want, he has to choose the date and time. Then the logs will automatically show to him and he can see the errors of the logs. He can filter it and he can see. So in Linux command, what we have to do is in server we have to go and manually we have to give the command. What we need to give the command? We have to give the error commands. So for example, I want any log, I want to give grep that error that should pop up in my file, log file, and I will give the statement API dot log. So what it will do means this grep will detect the error in my log file, current log file. So it might be some risky for the users, I mean developers, because they don't know this kind of commands. So what they will do means they will go here directly. They will see the error log means they will choose the error that they will tick mark and they will see the timings and everything what time he want. Then the error will pop. Then directly he can fetch that and he can search in the issue. No need of go to the specific servers also. Linux servers, no, not need to log in for that. Yeah. So the second thing. The same guy, okay, ELK guy. So what he's doing, he's monitoring the API. Okay. So what he's doing, the DLK guy, so same mm, APIs. So one API went down. So automatically this ELK, what it will do, it will send us the notification. Okay. So for example, another thing, same thing, ELK, what it will happen, one API went down. So there is a process in production side. What it will do is,
Sorry for interruption. I need to drop now.
okay,
I'll listen to the remaining portion of the training. I'll get back.
okay, okay, no issue. So
Thanks.
same guy, okay, thank you. Same guy should able to check the API and he should come and he should write a ticket manually. So, but this ELK will generate ticket automatically in your portal and it will send to us directly with the ticket. This is called automation. This we need to do in the backend of ELK. So, like this, we have to utilize the all the tools. So, we have to set up the all the tools here. It is here. We have to set up the all the tools here and we have to make it
Um,
in line.
so- Sorry, like you said, no replacement of ELK. We can also use Grafana. All these
Yes.
tools are same purpose.
Yeah, same purpose. Grafana, Splunk, all are same.
Splunk. Mm.
But we are using ELK for more accurate.
Okay.
So this is the part of entire DevOps which we have to learn actually.
Okay.
So as of now, till any doubts, anyone? Sir, I've written so
Actually,
many
good to
things.
me. Whatever the doubts I have cleared then and there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kumar, Aldrin, anyone have doubts? So you are able to understand. You can ask doubts again. I can repeat also, or else I will take you guys separately class also.
Sure, sure.
Because of without understanding, I cannot go inside actually. So these are the major things for the DevOps infrastructure actually. So there is no coding here. So we should only to set up the environment, to provide the environment, and to maintain the environment, and to support the environment. Entire is our work. These four things we have to do, and these four things only we have to work, and we have to utilize these tools and to make it to set up as entire environment for the developers or clients.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, Vinod. Yeah.
So this is fine as of today. So tomorrow, if you guys are still